Howdy, howdy, folks. I'm actually somewhat on time today. It's amazing, but and of course, I'm not like completely ready. I'm still shuffling stuff around, punching buttons. No, I don't need picture in picture. Uh, I do have a great show for you. I am pairing today. It's a little different, so maybe catch some people that hadn't been completely into the whiskey and cigar stuff. Diplomatico aged rum. This is Reserva Exclusiva. I've paired it before, not with a cigar like this, but anyway, I'm pairing that today with what some of the purists will be like. Oh, what are you doing that for? Oh, because they like the typical cigars. But I love what this guy does. I mean, I have yet to try anything that he has put out that I do not like. That's just the way it is. You probably know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about out there kind of cigars. That's Drew Estate. Try to say J.D. Drew. J.D. Drew is a baseball player. Forgot his name. Anyway, is his last name Drew, and he's known for those kind of edgy kind of tobacco pairing kind of things, and this is no different. This is the Deadwood tobacco Fat Bottom Betty. It's really hard to tell, but it's called a fat bottom, because there is a little bit of taper outward down to the foot. It does have a closed foot. See if I can get the light on that just right so you can see it, which is a little different. But I have had several of these, several of the different lines I'm watching Masters out of Deadwood tobacco, and they're all really good. People want to say that they're infused cigars, and they're really not. It's just what they put together. When you talk about infused, like coffee infused cigars, I like those too. I really like those. But that you can actually do that yourself by buying a bag of whole bean coffee, whatever coffee you love. Open the bag up, pour a little bit of the beans out, grind them up, use them, whatever, but then stick some uninfused cigars in them, close them up, and leave them for a couple of months. And the oil that comes off of the coffee beans will infuse into the stick, and you have coffee-infused cigars. This is not that. These are the different leaves that he puts together. He does sweeten it. It is sweetened on the outside. The tip is sweetened, which adds to the dislike by some of the purists. But, it's all right. I think it's good. Yep, I got 2 channels working. So let's go ahead and get this started. I have a little refreshment that I have to keep out here. I don't keep it on screen, but, it's Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Love those. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva. This is a Venezuelan rum. We'll do this courtesy of Captain Jack Sparrow. How about that? Because he loves his rum. I love him in the movie where him and Keira Knightley are on the island. And she's burned up all the rum. He's like, "What do you mean you got rid of the rum?" I love that. Anyway, it's non-age statement. However, the claims of up to 12 years. They don't say that, but it was the Spirit Brand of the Year in 2018 by Wine Enthusiast. It is 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof. Let's see, relevant info. It is Venezuelan, as I just said. It was made from the juice of sugarcane and molasses in column, kettle, and pot stills. It's aged in bourbon and malt whiskey barrels. So it's got an excellent pedigree. They just did not just make, this is not your regular silver rum of your choice. Whether it's, I personally am a cruising guy. Love cruising. They are out of St. Croix. But anyway, back to this. That's a pretty heavy pour. I wasn't paying attention. But as you can tell, I mean, it's just got that beautiful dark, not quite molasses dark, but close kind of look to it. That is just a wonderful looking spirit in the glass. It does really look a lot like, even darker than, like some bourbons and stuff. It's got a pretty good cling to the glass on the nose. Man, there is absolutely no, like I say, maybe there's like 1% of alcohol burn. It's almost non-existent when you take your first whiff. You just get these really heavy notes of vanilla, kind of a la bourbon. A lot of bourbons, a lot of whiskeys in general, especially with the corn content in them, have a lot of vanilla aromas and flavors to them. There's also like a really rich kind of milk chocolate. There's some like raisins or dried fruits, like raisins, dates, something like that. There are some slight floral notes, which I'm sure is courtesy of, Venezuela. It is a jungly, tropically jungly kind of place. Down, not far, relatively speaking, from the Amazon. Probably part of the Amazon is there. I don't know. I'm not a geographist, whatever. All right, and then also kind of in the background, there are some hints of like baking spices, like cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, that kind of stuff. This is one of those that you could really, sorry, just trying to keep up with what's going on here. They're talking about people teeing off, and I don't know. I think Rory is on a roll. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop him. Yeah, I was watching some of his shots yesterday, and I was like, damn. He hit like an eagle from. He wasn't on the fairway, and I was like, phew, there's no way I could do that. Yeah, I saw the video or broadcast. I don't know if it was a video clip or not, but anyway, it was. I forgot who the golfer was, but he did it like me. He hit it, and then you hear the as it goes through the trees and down into the rough. Yeah, that's my play, and I'm like, well, yeah, I can do that. I can play on the PGA. Wouldn't win anything, last place, but All right, let's go ahead and get this going. He's killing me with this. I'm trying to do a show here, and my spare phone over here that I watch myself on is trying to do an update. This is all I use this phone for now. It doesn't need an update. It's doing what I want it to do. Wow. I'm not going to tell you anything yet. I'm just going to take another sip or two. Yeah, right now, Rory is 2 shots ahead of DeChambeau, whatever. All right. On the palate, just like in the nose, there's some really heavy notes of vanilla on the tongue. It's rich and it's sweet. It kind of coats your tongue, and you'll actually like swallow 3 or 4 times, and you're still tasting it. That's what she said. And then there's also, again, kind of a la the nose, there is some light hints of baking spice and just a little bit of floral kind of mixed in there with it. You are really getting, I said the vanilla, but it's heavy vanilla and really pretty heavy sweet. So you're getting all of this like vanilla, molasses, floral kind of stuff going on in your mouth, and it's really great. I love this rum. Now, as I said, cruising is my favorite. You're welcome. You're welcome, cruising. I hope you get a whole lot of sales off of this video. Cruising is my favorite. I've got cruising in white, just regular rum. I've got it in aged rum. I've got it in spiced rum. And I've got it in coconut rum. Like rum. So, I actually probably prefer rum over whiskey. And so I drink, like in the summertime, hanging out by the pool down at the beach. I don't drink a lot of whiskeys. I drink rum. I'm a whiskey and cigar guy. I like pairing whiskeys with my cigar, but it just, as far as liking it, I probably like rum a little better. I'm a sweeter guy. I like sweet a little better, but they're like right there, like neck and neck. So it kind of depends on the situation too. I don't go into a bar and order rum. I go into a bar and order 2 fingers of Jack Daniels or whatever. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. On the finish, it's kind of a medium finish. There's more sweetness, more vanilla. There is a little bit of alcohol burn on the tongue, and that just slowly makes its way towards the back of the tongue. But it starts out on the front, and it's just kind of like a really slow wave coming in. So you do get, I'm sorry, bumped the microphone. You do get a little bit of kind of a spiciness or pepperness because of that. I'm going to try moving this microphone because I don't have a place to connect it on my shirt without it being like way up here, and I don't like that, or having my shirt all pinched up. I don't like that either. So I'm setting it on the keyboard of my iPad, and we'll see how the sound goes. Hopefully it's okay. If anybody's out there, if anybody's listening, I don't even know if anybody's listening. If anybody's listening, shoot me a thumbs up and tell me, yeah, sounds great, sounds fine. So. Wow. They're talking about, I can't really tell who this is. They're talking about his shoulder angle on his swing being like 95 degrees when the average of the tour players or whatever is like 89 degrees. And I'm like, I just grip it and rip it. I mean, it's really all I can do. So, I do not have a good swing, and I have a whole lot of slice. So, all right. Oh yeah, very sweet. All right, let's get on. We're going to go on. I know I'm just rattling like crazy, but Deadwood tobacco, Fat Bottom Betty, made by in conjunction with Drew Estates. It is not an infused cigar. It has a blend of things in it that bring out these palate flavors and aromas, but it is not infused like the apple cigars you get at 7-Eleven or the coffee infused cigars you might buy at your local cigar shop, because I do. I love coffee infused cigars. It's coffee and cigars at the same time, and I don't have to have like one and the other. I got them both in one thing, so works great. I love it. Sorry if you're not a purist. Now, as I said, this is made with from Drew Estate. It is a medium-bodied cigar, even though it is a really dark wrapper, which is normally lighter wrappers are the more mild cigars, the milder cigars. This is a medium. I think it would be an ideal option for someone that's a beginner. They're just kind of getting into this thing, because it is that kind of medium strength, but it's also got some really great aromas and palate flavors, and that kind of gets you. It's really distinctive, so it allows you to start on this journey of discerning one from the other. What is this? What is that? It's just a great way to go, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful cigar. I've smoked this several times. It is warm and creamy and well balanced. This is actually a Connecticut Maduro wrapper. Uh, it is beautiful. It's a very stunning dark leaf. You can see I love the band work. It is smooth. It's kind of oily. Gives it a really nice kind of sheen to it. But it does a little bit have the feeling of like paper bag on the outside. But it is still really smooth. And this Maduro wrapper is very versatile. Um, they get the darker wrapper by aging, um, and it's a natural fermentation process, and it does give it kind of that rustic, and even with the rolling, I mean it's kind of a roughly rolled cigar with again a closed foot. No, I'm probably rattling. I'm kind of scattered today. Anyway, is made in Nicaragua. It is a Nicaraguan filler, uh, a blend of binding. I mean, it's a it's a blend of Nicaraguan filler, an Indonesian binder, and a Brazilian wrapper. Got that all out. Dark chocolate brown, oily. It does have tight yet visible seams. You can pick out the seam right there, but it is very tight. But you can also see that there's very minimal veining. Even though this is kind of a roughly rolled cigar, they do use some of the best leaves that have almost no veining in them, and the veining that is there is very minimal. It's not very visual at all. On the nose, this wind is getting to me. Just trying to break the wind a little bit. I get some really nice notes of chocolate and cherries and a sweetness, but it doesn't rise to the level of like a chocolate covered cherries that would have that sugary stuff inside. It's not that sweet, but you get the chocolate and the cherries and sweet. There's also kind of some hints of pipe tobacco, but a very rich pipe tobacco. I smoke a cigar, I mean a pipe occasionally, and there's a difference between like regular pipe smoke and some of that really rich pipe smoke, and that's what I really like. Um, let's go ahead and give it a cut. I'm all ready here. Oh, and it does have a double cap. Yeah, there was a vein running right underneath the second cap, and I had to look really hard with my bad eyes to make sure that that wasn't a triple, but it wasn't. That was a vein. Because I have been seeing triple caps around. It's kind of rare, at least for me. But all right, cold draw with the closed foot. I get some raisins, kind of dried fruit kind of thing, some leather, maybe some hints of cedar. It's fairly simple cold draw, but it is a very smooth cold draw, even with the closed foot. Let's fire up. It is funny to watch a closed foot cigar get lit because you're so used to being able to see the tobacco in there. Even in the wind, you can tell this produces a really good amount of smoke. I get baking spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, not quite pumpkin pie spice, but you know. There is a little bit of pepper. There's some cedar. There's kind of some fresh earth mixed in there. There's black pepper and maybe even a hint of leather, and a touch of citrus on the retrohale. Yeah, it's kind of an odd matchup for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's try these together. Wow. To be a non-traditional matchup, that's a good one. Yeah, Daddy likes. It means absolutely nothing. I just love, especially with some cigars, how the smoke hangs in the glass. I don't I don't know what it means, but some last longer than others. And that's what she said. Uh, yeah, I like to do it because then I'm releasing the smoke from my mouth so that I can take a sip, and I'm releasing the smoke at the last second before I can take a sip. That way, I get the maximum amount of meshing together. So, what do I taste? You have the vanilla and the rich and sweet notes from the rum. Um, that kind of coat your tongue, and there's a little bit of baking spice there in the background, and then you've got the cigar with the baking spices and the pepper and cedar, some fresh earth, and it really does make for a great combination. I was just like, let's just give this a try and see what happens. That's kind of it's kind of like when you used to watch those videos of the really uh, bad failures, and it usually starts with one of two things, or both at the same time. Hey, y'all, watch this and hold my beer. Yeah, it's a little wavy, so I'm touching it up. I'll show it to you. But again, it's a rough rolled cigar, and you may look at it and be like, that's not wavy. And well, I did just touch it up, but if you can notice from there to there, the difference in the amount of ash that's showing. So it is a little rough. I don't fault I don't fault him too much. Jonathan, Jonathan Drew. That's why I was hung on JD Drew earlier. Is Jonathan Drew? Took me a minute. A very eclectic cat, but he knows what he's doing. And you may smoke this in the cigar bar, cigar lounge, cigar shop, whatever you call it, wherever you are, and you guys may make fun of you. Be like, "Hey, I know what I like. And this is what I like." So, especially if you're one of those people like yesterday I smoked a Macanudo orange label. I got 2 boxes of them in the humidor. Yeah, I got a little crazy on one of the cigar sites. Ended up with 2 boxes, but I'll smoke them. I don't like talking about the other kinds while I'm doing one, but I love that one. I got their white label. I've got their red label. I, I missed on a green label the other night. Scott Shepherd, he's in 7th. That's last year's champion. It's just a massive amount of smoke comes off this stick. If it wasn't windy, it'd be great. This smoke could just waft into the air and just float around. And I'm not very good at it anyway, but that's what she said. I could, if it wasn't windy, I'd try and show you my really terrible smoke ring blowing skills. Rory's 11th attempt to win the Masters. Those just go together so well. Each one has, a pretty good amount of sweetness in it. And then when you add the individual flavorings in it with, the vanilla and the baking spices and kind of leather and all that, all kind of meshes together to create a wonderful experience in your mouth. That's what she said. Bryson DeChambeau at the first. He's about to tee off. And then we're going to watch what happens. I watched a lot of soccer this weekend. My team is the Bayern Munich Reds. I love my Munich Reds. They fought to a draw yesterday. They've got new players. It's hard to keep up when you're 8 hours behind. But they got some guys. They got a few guys that are like really electric, really great. And yesterday, number one, their shooting was off. I don't know how many shots at goal they took that didn't even get close. But they looked very sluggish on defense. I mean, it's really a wonder that they didn't walk out of there with a loss. At least they got a draw and got 1 point. But then we're going to move into the quarterfinals in the world champ, whatever they call it over there. I can't remember. I know you'd like, if you look at my posts on X, you're like, man, this dude must know a lot about soccer. Not really, but I do like. It's kind of grown on me. I've got to where I watch it, especially once I found out I could see my Bayern Munich Reds. I love those guys. Thomas Müller. He's played his last game. He's going to be moving on after this year. He's been with them 20-something years. I hate to see him go because he's one of those veteran players that brings a lot of stability and calmness to the team. We still got Harry Kane. He's our shooter. But we got this kid. I can't remember his name now. But I was watching him yesterday. He broke free. He was running by himself. Nobody keep up with him. And he shot it from too far out. Went wide. I'm like, calm down. I'm glad they started putting the little yellow thing so you can see where the ball is going. Because before, he hit that in the sand trap. That's the way to start there, buddy. Where are we at? Oh, we're almost at 30 minutes. I ain't gonna be on here much longer. All right, now this is DeChambeau. That one going left. Oh, it hit a tree and I think bounced out into the fairway. Either that or it hit a squirrel. That's, squirrels, they tremble at the sound of my name. If there's a tree around, I'm going to hit it. Water, sand, anywhere other than where it's supposed to go. I was in this, tell a little story, keep everybody entertained. I think there's only two of us. Oh, by the way, this is what I'm here for. It's just, even though it is still kind of got a slant to it. I mean, look at those just beautiful stacks of white ash, not gray. It's just a beautiful white, little hints of dark gray to black in it. Very well constructed cigar. I love these two things together. This could become my beach theme going forward. Like, yeah, I'm drinking Diplomatico and smoking fat bottom Betties. I just like the name of the cigar. That's great. Anyway, I was going to tell you a story. I was when I was in the military, I was playing in a golf tournament. You were getting paired with people from other units you didn't know, and I was the only. I didn't know anybody in my foursome. So we're down in South Mississippi. It's this really nice golf course, Timberton, Timberlake, something like Timber something. And you walk up to the first fairway, and out of the tee box, it goes down about 100 yards and then makes a hard, like 90-degree turn to the right. So they all wanted me to go first. They all kind of knew each other, I guess. So I step up there. I just grip it and rip it because I'm like, this is going to be terrible. But I have a very pronounced slice, very pronounced. So the ball goes and then curves to the right and goes right around the corner of those trees out onto the fairway. And I kind of cut these guys a look, and they're all looking at each other like, damn, we got a ringer. This guy's good. So we finish the hole. The next one is a dog leg left. I step up there and grip it and rip it, and where does it go? Off into the trees. I'm like, I'll just take the stroke. I ain't looking for that one. They realized at that point I was a one-trick pony. Yeah. Fortunately, it was closest to the pin, so which is the way I prefer to play. Some of them I'll get up there and I'm like, no, y'all, I'll just throw a ball down the fairway. I'll be like, all right, y'all go ahead. We'll play from whoever's closest because I know it won't be me. But I hadn't played golf in either January of 2012 or January of 2013. It was January, and it was still, I mean, even though it was Texas, it was, you still needed a jacket. And of course, we got out there and teed off at like 7 in the morning. Yeah, and I didn't play well. I've got a great set of clubs. I really look the part. I've got the matching outfit. I got the $1,100 set of tailor-made clubs with the tailor-made bag, and all of it. I look like I'm on the tour. Yeah, and then I get out there and hit a ball, and you're like, oh, he's the bag boy. Yeah. Oh yeah, this dude's hitting out of the pine needles. That's never a good thing. Normally, where I am is in the pine needles. All right, hang on just a second. I'm gonna watch this. Good shot. I guess he got some. I don't know what the first hole is, but he got some really good distance on his drive, and then he just hit this out of the pine needles, and he is just short of the green. Yeah, these guys, it's amazing what they can do. If John Daly wasn't John Daly, he'd have been a great golfer. I mean, I love John Daly. I just love watching him. Man can hit the ball farther than anybody I've ever seen. But that was his game. Once you got close, he could rip it 450 yards. But it's those uh, it's those chips and putts that get you. Still, really great stacks of ash. You can kind of see, even in the ash, they have that slant to them, like is in the cigar, and it's still. If you take a look at the burn line, burn line's got a wave to it. I'm not faulting him. But it is what it is, you know. I know this cigar can't compete with, you know, purist cigars, but it's right up there as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's really great. Need to check on that in a minute. If anybody is interested in buying a condo in Panama City, I have one for sale. So send me a message if you want me to send you a link to it. I'll put you in touch with my agent. Moving out of Florida. I don't live in Florida, but that's where the condo is. I'm keeping the beach, but it's not going to be in Florida. It's getting too expensive. Everything that goes along with owning a condo in Florida. So if you own several, that's what it's hard anymore for somebody that just has one unit to really make it. And the story on that is 2010, 15 years ago. Right about this time, 15 years ago, I sold our family farm in Arkansas, and you know, created a family S corp, and you know, they were like, we don't want to just divide the money up because people will pay off bills and do this, do that, and it'll be gone. And this was my grandparents' legacy. They spent 50 years on that farm, or close to it, and so I'm like, well, we all love to go to the beach. Let's buy a condo. We can use it and we can rent it out. And it wasn't until the building collapsed down in Miami a couple of years ago that things really started getting tough. It's just, there's all kinds of fees and regulations and stuff like that that's associated with the building, but because you own part of the building, you know. So if you are a property guru and you own several properties, it's a great property. It stays filled. And it's a beautiful building. We're on the 16th floor, beautiful view of the Gulf. It's got literally $1 million horseshoe-shaped swimming pool. There's a bar. There's a food place. There's an ice cream, donut, coffee place. And that's all right there in the building. And you're right next door to Pineapple Willie's, which is known for their ribs, which the ribs are good. But I always order, you know, seafood out in there. You're in Florida. You're on the beach. And I could do better with it. I just don't have a lot of time anymore. And so I have somebody else manage it for me, a company. And you know, so you got to pay them. So that kind of, you know, cuts down on your spendable revenue when you don't get as much spendable revenue. But yeah, you could save 30% by managing it yourself, which I did before I bought this one. I sold the one we originally bought and bought this one. And I had self-managed for the most part that one. It was down the beach in Destin. But I had a lady that she was my cleaning lady. So every time somebody check out, she'd go clean it. But she knew like everybody in the area. So if there was any, the toilet stopped up or this is not working or whatever, all I had to do was text her and she would either take care of it herself or she would go, you know, get with one of her contacts, you know, and get it fixed. So that was great. I don't have that where I'm at in Panama City. I just don't know anybody. So yeah, Panama City's great though. I mean, literally where the building is, you go down there and stay 7 days. You might not even need a rental car if you're just planning to hang out at the beach, because there is enough restaurants within 300 yards of the front door of our building that you've got the place downstairs, across the street, Pineapple Willie's next door. Then across the street there's a building behind us that they don't have beach frontage. There's the road that we're on, and then our buildings and Pineapple Willie's and all that. So they're behind it. They're not beachfront, but they have like 5 restaurants. They've got an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. They've got a taco place. They've got a bar and grill. And bar and grill has some really great truffle fries. But then there's the best pizza in Panama City is like 150 yards down the street. You can just walk down there and pick up a pizza or have them deliver it. So, you go and stay 6 nights. You don't even have to leave the building. You go stop by Walmart. Walmart, you can literally open our front door, walk out onto the walkway. Walmart, you can see it. And in Florida, Walmart also has a liquor store. You can just walk across the street over to Walmart, get your groceries, stop at the pack. It's a separate building, but closer to you, and you can do all your picking up, and not even have to leave not have to have a rental car. So we always get one because we go to other places. The Wicked Wheel is a really great place to eat, but it's a few miles away. I say a few, like 3 or 4. So not walkable in the summertime in Florida. Oh, this guy's playing. His last name's Day, and he's in the number 7 spot. So it said 7 Day, and I had to think about it. What does that mean? And then I'm like, oh, that's his place and what the guy's name is. Okay. McElroy for bogey. Not a good way to start off. Don't let the wind get in your head, buddy. Just play your game. So, all right. While I've been sitting here flapping my gums, I have been taking notice. Yep. Par 4 on the first, and he ends with a 6. So now he is tied with DeChambeau. So I have to get it together. Got to get it together. All right. What do I taste here now? We'll end with this. I got 2.5 minutes and leave 45. So still me and one other person. It has changed somewhat, but not greatly in the overall. It's more of what specific things are you tasting. There were some really sweet notes in the beginning with some baking spices and some cedar and a little leather. Now then you've kind of seen that morph into, there's more of a mapley syrup kind of sweetness. The baking spices have kind of fallen away except for cinnamon. There's a little bit of cinnamon. And then there's been some notes come in of dark roast coffee. Maybe even bordering on espresso. So, but still haven't dropped ash. Still got those nice stacks, except for that spot right there that sticks out. Don't know what that's about, but I'll probably tap this off in a minute because I don't want to fall in my lap. So, overall, I would give the pairing a 10. They worked great together. Purists probably won't like the Fat Bottom Betty because they won't like all the sweetness and everything, but it is a nice change of pace, guys. If you're a purist, try one of them. Try one of them with some Diplomatico rum just to sit out on your back patio, listen to the pool bubble like I am, watch the Masters. You will find out that it's like, I don't want to smoke this every day, but this is a great once in a while, like chill. You can turn on some Kenny Chesney or Jimmy Buffett and just sit out by the pool and just dream that you're at the beach. So I will go ahead and wrap it up with this. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, share, notify, let all the buttons ring, all the bells, all that kind of stuff. I'm on Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I spend most of my time on X. If you go over to X and watch me, It's like soccer and beautiful views and SpaceX and all that kind of stuff. But you'll also find spirits and cigars mixed in there too. That's just my operating over on X. Anyway, until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold. Have a great day.